Hello! So I promised a topic. This is actually being recorded like 15 minutes late because I wanted to reread the whole thing and I didn't realize that I should have done that before. I actually tried to start and then I just completely blanked and I was like, okay, I should do this. So I promised a topic. Today, I would talk about the drama and shit that happened yesterday because it's kind of interesting. And, well, what happened to preface this whole dealio? So I'm in this anime chat that I really like. I talk to people a whole lot, and it's a lot of really cool people. And it kind of became the thing to talk about and make fun of Keemstar and stuff because he's just a really ridiculous person. So one of the admins, who's like, he's somebody I've butted heads with on multiple occasions. We don't always get along because we're both very stubborn, and he's a fucking idiot. But so he says, he says something along the lines of, "I don't understand why anyone can hate Keemstar." Or he's like, I don't think people should hate Keemstar. Like, why would you hate someone that you don't know? Because they don't affect your life personally. And I like to argue, and I like to use really extreme examples. So I immediately allude to, I say something, why should anyone hate Hitler? It's not like Hitler ever killed your family. And I don't think that was exactly my lines, but it was like something like that, kind of mocking his statement, like, you don't know Hitler, so why should you hate Hitler? And then he doesn't directly respond to that one, but he says, and all the while other people are saying other things and whatnot, and he says, like, I don't understand why anyone would put in like the energy to put in the energy necessary to hate someone when you could be doing something productive. And then somebody just comes in at a random or something like that. So I don't know. I try to this is terribly organized. I should have scripted something for this. But I say, like, I try to reiterate my point because I say like nobody really responded to it, so I tried to reiterate it. I tried to say I tried to say it's possible to hate someone you don't know. It's possible and natural too. And somebody said like oh goodness, yes, hello. What for? Alright, well, leave it. Thank you. What's in this thing? Huh. I got a salad then. Oh, gosh, where was I? Gotta love interruptions, right? No, so I was talking about just some shit or whatever. No, I was just talking about how it's possible to hate people you don't know, and it's completely natural. And somebody else says something. They say, I don't think I could ever hate someone. Let's just hate anyone at all. And this admin, he says, like, I bet you don't get out much. And I don't know if he was talking to me or the other guy, because this is something he talks to me about all the fucking time. More on that later. But he says that, and like, he does this very often. So I call him out on it. I call him out on how he'll jump to insults, because that's what he does. We butt heads, like I said, but whenever we butt heads, instead of trying to actually make some sort of argument or let me know something, he just immediately says, like, you don't get out very often, or you must not be very smart, or something fucking crazy like that. And I'm just, I call him out on it, because he does it all the time, and I say, like, do you always do this? Do you always jump to insults? And it's like, I don't know if he responds to that directly. I should really be doing this like while looking at the logs because I still have them. It would just be a dumb video. But so you know, I call him out on it, and nothing much really happens. I think you know, we try to I feel like at that point we sort of tried to change it a little bit. Try to talk about something else. I forget what it was. And then he made some sort of other comment. God, I am not prepared for this at all. Can we just jump? Can we just jump over to the? Would anybody mind if we did that? Can we do that? Can we just jump over to the logs and just roll over that so that I have proof at least instead of trying to recall this, because I'm trying to recall it like as is, like 1-to-1, and it's a lot harder to do something like that instead of trying to describe. Maybe I should just describe the event in its total instead of trying to describe it 1-to-1. So this guy, oh god, this fucking guy, I don't know, he just does this, right? He'll always like jump to the insults and stuff like that, and he ends up saying, you know, I think, oh, he insults somebody else. That's what happened. We started to talk about something else. And then he immediately, you know, he like mentioned somebody else's name, and he said, you know, like your sex life must be eventful. It's obvious sarcasm, because of the context, you could tell. And he was like, I don't care about my sex life. And he was like, yeah, well, that was the joke. And I was like, again with the insults. Like, come on, man. What are you doing? I think I said, like, take a debate class, for fuck's sake. Because he completely gave up on it all, retorting the original debate, and just jumped right into insulting somebody else. So I was like, I said take a debate class. Like, what the hell are you doing, man? That's not, like, people don't do that. People, like, if you... Oh, God. So he's, like, fucking... Oh, God. So I say that. Yeah, I say that. I say, take a debate class, for fuck's sake. And he's, what does he say in response? Oh, he immediately, he goes straight to me, because I was attacking him, and he says, you know, oh, hey, Zeke, how many times, like, what do you do during the day? And then, like, immediately, somebody else was like, oh, come on. Like, obviously, like, what the fuck, man? Just drop it. And he's like, you know, like, I already know what you do, but I want you to tell me. I'm just like, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm just sitting there like, what the fuck, dude? What are you trying to prove? Like, and I make a video about it too. Cause like after that I was like, I had a lot to say, and I was just like not gonna fucking type for an hour. So I make a quick video, like, again, trying to call him out on his, how terrible he is at debates. Try to call him out on, and say, you know, like, why do you always jump to insults? Why do you do that? That's really dumb, and you're making yourself look bad, and you're not even trying to argue the point that we started with, and that point was just whether or not people can hate other people. And he made like 2 comments on that, and then gave up on it entirely just to insult people. So, you know, I say that, I point that out, and he just like, oh god, he's just fucking, just like says some shit about like experience in life and shit like that. Because he says like what do you like what does he say? He says like, you know, I have a job and I talk to people every day. So I have experience. What do you do every day? YouTube? And I'm like, well, I also kind of talk to people every day. And he's tries to, oh god, he's like, his one tactic for debate is to try to discredit me or belittle me or somehow. It's like, And it's fucking dumb as shit. Don't do that. Don't do that. Everybody out there, don't do that. Don't jump to trying to belittle your opponent. Unless it's relevant to the actual argument. Like in a presidential debate, that works. Because when you're trying to figure out who should lead your country, if you can prove that one of them is an idiot who can't do shit, then it works. But in an argument between whether or not people can hate other people, his strategy was to try to prove that I have no experience at all in life, and therefore I have no idea what I'm talking about ever, even though the things that I'm saying make sense. But he just doesn't want to dispute those, and instead he wants to try to prove that I'm some lowlife who doesn't do anything with his life, which is somewhat true but not relevant to the argument. And it's also not true to say that I have no experience in life, because I do talk to people. I'm an extremely observant person. Did I say observant? Observant. I don't know. I'm a smart person. You all know that, right? I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I know what I'm talking about, right? I'm extremely interested in philosophy and psychology and shit like that. And this guy, he's just fucking, he's so convinced that because I'm some kid who's younger than him, I have no idea what I'm talking about. And this shit always gets me. I hate being younger than people, because older people never think that you can be better than them, which is so dumb. To only learn from people older than you is a really stupid way to learn, because everyone in the world has had a different experience from you. Every single motherfucking person in this world knows something that you do not. Even your little cousin can teach you something if you listen to him hard enough. He might try to teach you something you learned when you were his age, but he might have also observed something interesting. You can learn things from listening to children. I am not messing with you. You can learn things from listening to children, because children will observe things. Children are meant, like, at that stage, all that they're doing is learning. So if you can actually, like, there are ways to interpret the wisdom of a child, and it's weird to use that phrase, the wisdom of a child, but they have their own form of wisdom. They have an interesting way of looking at life, and then it's always going to be different from yours. So it's still interesting, and you can learn from children. So to only learn from people older than you is dumb. Don't do that. So, gosh, back to what had happened. Where the hell was I? Yeah, you know, he's saying some shit about how I have no experience in life, and like I'm clearly not fit to argue anything ever. And he's just saying that. He's still trying to discredit or belittle me. It's just annoying at that point. And like other people are just telling him to stop because he's just being ridiculous. So eventually, like, I don't know, I make another video and I say, I think, like I say something about, like I call him out on what he's doing. Yeah, where we were at was how I called him out on what he was doing and how he was just insulting me and not really arguing. And he makes some comment about, immediately goes to insult me again. That's what he does. Because he says, like, too scared to show your face? Are you that insecure? And he's like, it's probably that. And like seconds later, I make another video with my face showing, letting him know that the only reason I didn't show my face was because it wasn't at all relevant to the argument, and I completely understood that his only reason for wanting to see my face was so that he could make fun of me more. And I mean, he didn't, but he clearly, like, he said he wanted to. Like, he said like, oh, so much material, like some, like, shit to work with for a roast. Or I will let you know right now, it is very hard to roast me. There are a few things that I take personally, And you have to genuinely offend me to offend me. If you're trying to offend me, I can pick up on that. And as soon as I know that as soon as I know that what you're doing is, like, you're intending to offend me, I can't get offended. Because then it's just a big joke and I don't give a shit. So it's very hard to roast me, and I'm very hard to offend. But I was really tired of this guy's shit. So I wasn't offended by what he was saying. I was just annoyed as shit that he still did it. Because this is shit that he pulled constantly. Constantly. He pulls that shit. He always does that every time we get in an argument. All he tries to do is prove that I'm some sort of idiot. So, I show my face, and he's, he says, like, so much material or something, but he doesn't actually go through with it, because he realizes that if he did, then he would be proving me right on the spot, in, like, broad daylight, even though he'd already done it a million times, because I commented that he would do it, that he would attempt to, belittle me and insult me, so he didn't, on that notion. And I forget if he says anything at that point, but I think he's, like, sort of calmed down, so I try to deliver the finishing blow, right? And I want to remember this quote as I said it, because it's pretty interesting. So I say, oh, fuck, how does it start? It's like four lines. I remember, like, 3 of them, but not all 4. Oh, God, what do I say? Oh, I really like it. Wow, what did I say? I said... I'm just gonna, like... I don't know. I said, I think what I started with, was... I said, I have 2 people on my side. You can fight your one-man army. Oh, yeah. I said, yeah. Yeah. So I said, right now I have 2 people on my side. Because I did. I had 2 people right there that were obviously, like, disgusted by what he was doing. Like, I even made a comment earlier throughout the thing that I said, the only reason no one else is saying anything is because you're admin. Because, like... And somebody replied to that and agreed with me. So I was like, yeah, I have 2 people on my side. I said, that's what I said. I said, right now I have 2 people on my side. So you can fight your one-man army, and I'm sure your life is just grand IRL, but you're a bully right now, and you know it. And that was my quote. Just letting him know, like, what he's doing right now is dumb as shit and really mean. And, like, the one-man army thing was hopefully letting him know, at least, getting him to realize that no one was with him in that. Throughout that whole argument, no one was with him, because all he was doing was trying to insult other people. And then I ended with the, you're a bully and you know it. And then he just says, like, who else thinks I'm immature? Let's take a poll. And he's like, oh, this guy said it. Better do my job as admin. And he just removes him. He removes the guy who replied to me saying, like, people wouldn't fight back, or people are only not fighting back because you are admin. So he removes that guy, and then he removes the other guy, who was kind of there the whole time, just popping in and out, not really saying anything. And then he says, like, I let you, like, to me, he says, I let you say one last thing, and then he removes me. And because I have screenshots from a different person, I know what he said after that. And, well, he didn't say anything, really, but other people said things, and a really good friend of mine, vouched for me and stepped in, like, I think he said something along the lines of, I usually agree with you on some parts, but that was really fucked up. And he's just like, I don't want to be here if you're gonna be like that. So he leaves, and then he's immediately invited back to be banned. And this admin does this 3 or 4 more times with other people who are just like, who read the conversation and then are like, you're a fucked up person. What the hell is wrong with you? Like you're a shit person. Because it's, again, he always does this shit. And they were tired of it. And I was tired of it. So, you know, they're like, yeah, what the hell is wrong with you? And then they leave, and then they get invited back in order to be removed. And then somebody else comes along, and, you know, they try to forget about it, and somebody brings it up along the way. And all the meanwhile, I'm randomly joining with my other account and then saying something and then leaving. Like, the first time I make some comment about how he said hating people you didn't know was petty. But what he just did was pretty much that. So I said, takes one to know one, I think is what I said. And then, of course, he tried to add me back and then remove me, but that didn't work because the account that I had chose to use had do not disturb on, which means I can't be added to chats. Whenever anyone adds me to a chat, the account automatically leaves. So he can't ban me from that chat. But at the moment, it doesn't matter because somewhere along the line, someone who was in it and another great friend of mine who is now in the new chat that other people made, he, you know, when he got wind of this, he told like 3 or 4 other chats, and then people just started raiding, and then the original admin, the asshole guy, he just fucking removes everybody and lets them know to message them to join the new chat. So he created some new chat that I have not been in, but eventually I might end up sneaking my way in, you know, just, you know, under the radar or whatever, because I'm good like that. But yeah, that's that whole story of the ridiculous drama that happened to me yesterday. Moral of the story, don't be an asshole. Don't be an asshole, ever. If you can't... Well, what was the quote? The other guy that was with me the whole time used a quote somewhere around the beginning, and it was like, every man makes mistakes, only an idiot persists with those mistakes. And that was sort of a comment on how the admin, like, refused to back down and just decided that what he would do was insult people. And even, like, the argument itself never really got concluded. Because this is just the kind of person who never backs down. And I know I'm a lot like that, too. I am so much like that. And in the future, I actually, just thinking about this, and I had a little argument with Mike, because we do that. And Dave was like, you should bring Mike on the show and just argue about something dumb. So we're probably going to do that at some point whenever he's not busy, and if we have a topic that we want to talk about. And I already have one that I want to talk about because it's the argument that we were having that wasn't finished, because at that point I was like, this is going to get really weird, and if we aren't talking to each other in a call, then I'm just going to get really annoyed, because typing out what I want to say gets really annoying, and I hate debates over text. I hate it. That's like the critical flaw of text is there is no real way to express intent or like seriousness or anything like that. You just can't. You can't do that. You can't there's just no way to do that. You can try to be a little bit more stuff like that, but people don't listen to you. is another, like, it's a fundamental problem. Like, you're not heard when you're texting. You're read. And when people read your words, they read it through their mind. They filter what you're saying through their mind. So whatever you're trying to say, they don't hear that. They hear their affected version of that, and they only hear what they want to hear. And it's just really hard to have a genuine debate. And that's why internet debates are so, like, extreme and ridiculous, because it's all over text. And just shit like that happens, where just nobody gives up on any of their points, because it's impossible to convince anyone of anything over text, which is why I wanted to call Mike, but he said, no, we won't do that. I said he was scared, but I never got a real reason for why he was busy, I don't know, getting late or something. But eventually I do want to do that, so I do have a topic in mind for that, if he wants to do that. But how long is this video? I think it's 25 minutes. It feels like 25 minutes. It's hard to tell because I know I started late, but I'm not entirely sure exactly how late I started. What's this salad feel like? It's kind of cold, I guess. Who remembers the salad from the beginning of the episode? But yeah, there's that. Don't be an asshole. If you're gonna say something, don't expect everyone to agree with you. And when someone doesn't agree with you, don't, like, either argue it, let everyone know that you don't want to argue it, or give up on it and admit your defeat right then and there. Don't jump to the asshole move of insulting. That's the moral of the story. So shout out to all them, all the real niggas in the old chat. There's a lot of them in the new chat that we made, but fuck that other guy. He's a fucking idiot and an asshole. Only thinks of himself and just, oh god. Like there was another instance we had where he was fucking, he tried to, god, I could talk about that for like another 20 minutes probably. But to briefly sum it up, it was another sort of instance where he tried to prove that that I wasn't any good at arguing, where he was trying to say some shit that oh god, I don't remember exactly the words he used, but some shit about me being like insecure or something, which is not true at all. I'm completely, I don't know. No, I don't know. He just tried to pull some psychologist bullshit out of his ass. And it pissed me off because I really hate to be misjudged. I really hate it when people think something about me that's absolutely wrong. And when people try to persist in that, sometimes it just gets really messy and just dumb when they're just like, you said this one thing, so clearly you're this type of person. And I'm like, you don't fucking know me. You don't. You don't at all. You have no idea how serious I was even when I said that. Like, most times on the internet, I'm not at all serious. Just letting you know. I joke around a lot during conversations. Even a lot of arguments that I have that I love so much, I'm just fucking around. I'm playing devil's advocate, just trying to have some fun. But this guy is so convinced that I'm this type of like shut-in or like weird person, and I'm just like, shut the fuck up. It's just, oh god. I eventually won that one by doing a little protest type thing, which is one of my favorite things to do on Kick, is just to leave. Just to leave chats. And at that time I was sort of in a place where I could put that on him, because a lot of people liked me in that chat, and we did, and we had regular conversations, and I never really like hated the guy except for like when he was like that, but I did enjoy talking to him about various things. But he's just fucking fucking idiot. I should really end this episode though, so thank you for sticking around through that weird mental breakdown or something that I just had, and take care of yourself.